Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News, recording live from North Carolina in Bear Country. That's right. It's a pre-sunrise episode for you guys. The sun's coming up a little late here in the woods, but I'm already on episode number 3 of the day because that's how we roll. So please appreciate my sort of quiet voice because everyone's sleeping in the other room. That's right, Cabin Dave. I'll be here for a couple more days, although today I'm going to be on the road to a different part of North Carolina. If you want to follow the behind the scenes of my journey, I'm going to be posting an update video on Patreon whenever I get service. The service is incredibly slow here, guys. It's taking me hours to upload every video. I'm not kidding. I have to make this content so early so that it gets uploaded for the day. If you appreciate what we're doing, please hit the like button. Make sure to double check that you're subscribed. And if you want to add more bread to the tip jar, as it were, go to patreon.com/Dave Neal. What Jen Parisi says about second chances. Would she give a second chance to Aaron Clancy? We'll have to see how it all plays out. I'm not really sure. But we're going to jump right into this story right now. She did a Q&A, which we're going to get to on her Instagram. We love a good Q&A. It's good engagement for the influencers, and then they usually give us little speckles, if you will, of tea. So I'm going to read all the different things that she posted here. Are you still close with the Bachelor in Paradise crew? She said, obviously, most aren't in this picture, but I consider a lot of the people from the beach very close friends. And Jen's been one of my favorites, and I'll tell you why. She gives you the real who she is. She's messy. It's almost like Claire, but in a more frantic. But of course, she's on the beach. She's trying to read a guy, and maybe she had the intuition that Aaron wasn't the guy for her. Maybe she kind of felt like things were a little off, and they ended up being off. They broke up. They didn't make it. So maybe her intuition was there, or maybe she drove him away. I mean, honestly, both things can be true. Sometimes our own fears will drive someone away. But in this case, my guess is that the relationship wasn't going to work out. As we know afterwards, there was reports that he had other women waiting for him when he was done, and maybe he was going to try to just stay on the beach as long as possible. I don't know. It's a payday. And when something's a payday, people look out for their own interest, even if it might make them come off a certain way. These are just the facts, folks. All right. Are you dating? Not really, because I don't go out enough to meet people. And also, LA is a different planet, but I'm working on it. Yeah, Jen, it's first of all, it's not like you got sort of you went on The Bachelor and then moved to Los Angeles. You were already a bartender in LA. My guess is you have tons of guys hitting on you, which of course, when Los Angeles guys hit on you, that doesn't exactly inspire confidence in a romantic story. They're either trying to, use your connections because you're verified, or it's everything in LA is self-serving is my point. All right, Jen said, least favorite part about Bachelor in Paradise: mosquitoes, lack of sleep, heat, humidity. And she said she took her fan everywhere with her. I'm surprised she didn't mention Aaron as her least favorite part. Thoughts on second chances? Here's where we get to read between the lines, folks. She said, I think everybody deserves a second chance, but usually not a third, especially if it's the same mistake being made. So I guess that's her way of saying Aaron's already gotten his second chance. We're not doing this again. I agree with Jen that a second chance is good. Sometimes even third, fourth, or fifth chances, depending on if the person is trying their best to make something work. Now, it's not third, fourth, fifth chances if someone cheats on you, but, someone falls short on delivering on your love language, but they're still trying to get to know you, those types of things. I always say, it shouldn't count as failure if your intention is love, and sometimes you just need to figure out whatever the cheat code is to make that communication a reality. What nationality are you? If I had to guess, I would say Italian or Greek. And she said, I thought I was mostly Italian until about a month ago when I did a DNA test. Yeah, I'm afraid to do a DNA test. I'm not that my I'm not one of those, I'm Irish American Dave. Like some people really get stuck on their ethnicity. They're like, you know what? And then they find out, and then they do a DNA test, and they're like, oh, I guess I'm the thing that I thought I hated. I'm the different, I thought I was Italian and didn't like the Greeks. Turns out I'm Greeks and don't like the Italian, a real who's who of the Southern European culture war. Best advice you've ever heard there, but I love the Greeks and the Italians. If you make food I like, I like you. Best baklava. Come on. Best advice you've ever heard. There are so many things, but this one popped into my head. Don't take criticism from people you would never go to for advice. Yeah, it's one of those things we're all guilty of it. Like I have this one troll who keeps on creating new accounts and says mean things to me, and it doesn't bother me whatsoever. It's like, what? This isn't like someone I look up to. This is a loser, you know. But sometimes when a loser will say something negative, we still absorb it. Please tell the fans your birth chart. Big three. I was dying to know all season. Gemini Sun, Pisces Rising, Scorpio Moon. I have no idea what any of this means. Gemini Rising, Gemini Sun, Pisces Rising. Although Pisces Rising definitely sounds to me, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of astrologers in the comment section going over the moon, the Scorpion Moon, that is. Scorpion Moon, is that a movie by The Rock? Pisces Rising sounds like a thing you tell your lady once you've taken your new boner medication. Hey, honey, are you ready to go? Well, the Pisces is rising. But not until Scorpion's over the moon are we going to be ready for this. Anyway, okay, moving on. So here's a clip of Rachel. It says, I miss you already. How many more days until we're having a dance party to 3:15 in the living room? Does that mean 3:15 Mafia or 3:15 in the morning? Rachel says 11 days. So Jen and Rachel, roommates. How hard is it to get comfortable with the cameras on the show? For the most part, I just forget about them and block it out. That's why I can't control my facial expressions and fidgeting, because I forget I am being filmed, which of course is what the producers want you to do. Jen said, me and Rachel have so many concerts in our living room. Can I cry over boys at your house again? Please ASAP. And of course, it looks like there's Rachel on the floor crying with the other ladies standing above them, shouting from their rising Pisces position. Good for these ladies that they found each other. How tall are you? 5'6". People usually think I'm a lot taller. I wouldn't have thought that she's that tall, but you know who looks tall there is Shanae. Shanae looks really tall. I didn't realize the height difference here. But Victoria also looks tall. You can't see their feet, so maybe some of them are wearing those sandal, those beach stilettos that the kids wear. Which is worse, Christmas alone or your birthday alone? I'm used to crying on my birthday every year, so definitely spending Christmas, the holidays alone. Sending hugs to all those out there who are in either situation. Are you a hopeless romantic? She said, yeah, it's real bad. Best meal in paradise. Not even kidding. Shanae and I got the grilled shrimp every day, and I'd get a green juice and fresh mango every morning. So Shanae and Genevieve, apparently best friends. Are you and Shanae still friends, or still going strong? So there they are, folks. Let's see what else we have for content for you. We already discussed the little Aaron Clancy thing. I wanted to share one more thing about Christmas Alone. Katie Thurston had posted this. I thought I'd just share it with you guys about how tough the Christmas season can be. Can't sleep thinking about how tomorrow, this was Christmas Eve, thinking about how tomorrow I'll text and call people and wish them a Merry Christmas, but the one person I can't do that with is my dad. Today marks 10 years without him at Christmas. He always made the holiday special, and this year I couldn't even find it in myself to celebrate at all. We were so poor, living in our one-bedroom apartment. We never felt poor. Our dad still managed to turn the tiny home into a Christmas wonderland. And when we raised concerns about not having a fireplace, he constructed one with textured paper and reassured us Santa would make it to us. Reflecting on how little we had and yet how much Christmas spirit he brought, I regret not being more intentional. 2022 was a hard year at times, but I'm excited to be intentional in 2023. In friends, relationships, family, memories, and little moments. My dad had this way of creating the best life with what little he had, and I will do the same. Merry Christmas. What a nice little thought there, moment of introspection from Katie regarding what we think about when we think about the holidays. Because of course, holidays is about memories. It's about bonding with your family. So when some of that lacks, it really forces your hand at that retrospective moment. So what can Katie and what can the rest of us learn from these moments of solace? It's that we can only really harvest the best version of ourselves and then create that magnet that brings others into that world. And by that I mean, when we look at New Year's traditions and New Year's resolutions, we have to look at how can I optimize who I am, not just for output, but for inner happiness. And what you might realize getting a blue check mark and tons of followers, that it might not fill a void that we are all searching for. And I think that's one of the things we learn as we find success in one place or another, is that there's always another shell to uncover with the psyche and how we sort of learn and grow. And for those of us that think we figured it all out, I'm here to tell you that when you think you figured it out, you're in a fixed mindset and there's more to learn. Keep uncovering, keep learning. I think that's one of the keys to youth, is to keep learning about yourself, your others, and the world that we're put on, because we're only here for a finite amount of time. So it's cool to see that Katie's got that inquisitive nature about her. All right, folks. Well, unless there's any other breaking news, this might be it for me. I'm going to have more content for you on the podcast this afternoon. Link in the comment section. It's linktree.com/Dave Neal. That's where you can find the direct link for the podcast. And you can also just search Dave Neal or Bachelor Rush Hour wherever it is you listen to podcasts. I'll be there for you guys every single day of the week. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye now.